with polls showing him trailing Democratic Joe Biden with less than a month to go before the U.S. election. Fat Ass 45 appears to be re-embracing the risky strategy of downplaying the coronavirus, despite signs it could further diminish his re-election chance. Far from being chastened by his bout with the COVID-19, Fat Ass 45 has returned to minimizing the danger from a virus that has already killed more than 215,000 fellow Americans, calling on his inbred welfare collecting trailer park supporters to not be afraid of the COVID and get out there. Yeah, tell it to the fucking dead people, you fat ass. In doing so, the squatter had passed up an opportunity to reset his pandemic message and show solidarity with Americans who have suffered. He now risks further alienating what they call the independent and undecided voters, particularly women and seniors. He needs to win on November 3rd. Pollsters and strategists say no, he does not. After initially appearing humbled by the positive test that landed him at a military hospital for 3 nights, Fat Ass 45 quickly flouted health and safety protocols. His drive-by for his welfare collecting trailer park inbred supporters on Sunday was still hospitalized and returned to the White House complex on Monday without wearing a mask, stunned doctors and even some Republican allies. Amy Cook, a Republican strategist in the battleground state of Minnesota, said she was initially encouraged by Fat Ass 45's attitude towards his diagnosis, but then we hit the car ride and the photo op with the mask off in the front of the White House. I don't know what the hell this was, she said. I just don't understand it. Fat Ass 45 badly needs something to alter the course of the race. A Reuters Ipsos poll that was released on Tuesday shows Biden with a 12-point advantage nationally, give or take the margin of error. And state polls show him leading in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, the three Rust Belt states that Fat Ass 45 won 4 years ago in his surprise victory over Hillary Clinton. Technically, he only got in because of the joke of electoral college, so technically he didn't really win anyway. The numbers follow a contentious debate with Biden last week that polls show most voters found off-putting. And on Tuesday, Fat Ass 45 denied himself a potential last-minute legislative triumph by halting negotiations with Congress on a new COVID-19 relief bill. Cook noted that Republican officials seeking re-election or office for the first time who attended a 45 Klan rally in her state last week were now being forced to answer for the fat ass's behavior. This is not what they want to be taken. No, this is not what they want to be talking about right now, she said. Fat Ass 45 has worked furiously to shift public attention away from his handling of the pandemic, but his recent words and actions have all but ensured that it would remain the primary topic as the election heads into its final stages. Rather than using his hospitalization as a means to empathize with the COVID-19 victims, Fat Ass 45, who's 74, seemed intent on a show of strength which failed with his return via helicopter to the White House on Monday, which was framed as a general coming home from battle. Sarah Longwell, a Republican pollster who conducts focus groups with swing state women, said that likely it would not impress voters who believe in taking precautions against the virus. Seniors in the key swing states, like women, none of those theatrics appeal to those groups of people. She said these women are not looking at him landing at a chopper and giving a tough guy speech and thinking that makes their lives any better, because it doesn't. According to the Reuters Ipsos polling, a bipartisan majority of Americans have consistently said that they were concerned about the spread of the coronavirus, even as the infection rate dropped in some parts of the country and states reopened businesses and schools. The latest October 2nd to the 6th poll found that 79% of the U.S. adults, including 94% of registered Democrats and 70% of the registered Republicans, said that they were very or somewhat concerned about the spread of the virus. Just 38% said that they approved of Fat Ass 45's handling of the crisis, and 56% said that they disapproved. Fat Ass 45 must also worry about money. He has been significantly trailing Biden in the fundraising, which has helped the Democrat finance last-minute advertising. Dan Eberhardt, who's a Republican fundraiser and 45 nutlicker, in a Fat Ass 45 nutlicker called Fat Ass 45's post-debate take anemic, and said his COVID-19 infection will exacerbate the situation by keeping him off the circuit. Fat Ass 45 is a high-energy fat ass with a giant personality. Not really. Without his persona, the campaign is missing. What persona? The campaign is missing its energy source to run get out the vote efforts and cash machine, Eberhardt said. Some Republicans defended Fat Ass 45's attitude towards the virus. Lee Snover, the head of the Republican Party in Northampton, a Bellwether County north of Philadelphia, lost her father to COVID-19 while her brother and mother contracted it and were forced into intensive care. Nevertheless, Snover said that she appreciated how Fat Ass 45 has handled his diagnosis. We can't live in fear. I like his hope and optimism. He doesn't have any hope and optimism. That's his style. Not really. Snowball remains in the minority, however, with fears of coronavirus spike as the weather turns cold. Fat Ass 45 may have made a crucial misstep, said Doug Hay, who's a former Republican National Committee official. After 210,000 deaths, the Fat Ass hasn't learned anything. There is no level where this makes sense. That's true, yeah, but there isn't. So if you like the video, give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, Ramben Mike, and also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out, and thanks for listening.